In this challenge, I'm taking just one free weekly drop and trying to turn it into a pair of factory new dead hand gloves. And for this series, I'm explaining every step of the way so you see exactly how I do it. Last episode, we started with just $1.42, but ended with over 15. But that was the easy part, because from here, the trades get riskier, and a few bad contracts could wipe out everything we've built so far. This video's sponsor, SkinSwap, is giving you a skin worth up to $50 entirely for free whenever you do your first trade and use my referral code. If you want to refresh your loadout, you can trade your skins for brand new ones in just a couple of seconds. Plus, their market tab now integrates cheap listings from Chinese sites so you can access the best prices without the need for a Chinese ID or bank account. They accept deposits via crypto, MasterCard, and Visa. If you want to cash out, SkinSwap makes that simple too with instant sell options to PayPal or crypto. On top of that, they run free daily, weekly, and monthly giveaways with the chance to earn extra entries simply by trading. Use the link below for a 3% lifetime sales bonus and a free skin worth up to $50. Big thanks to SkinSwap for supporting the channel. So let's pick up where we left off with a balance of $15.35. Spending a couple minutes on TradeUp Lab, I managed to find this, a combination of Fracture and Clutch Collection skins with what should be extremely easy to find floats. To be honest, I often avoid StatTrack trade-ups as I find the low liquidity can lead to prices being skewed. But I simply had a look at the sales history on some of the outcomes, and it didn't seem to be an issue. Skins like the Orc Mortis and M4 Tooth Fairy are actually quite popular. Funnily enough, I tried bringing some of the floats of the inputs down on this one, and it actually reduced profitability, as sometimes the well-worn variants of skins are more expensive than their field-tested counterparts, and this is a vital aspect of this contract. So I had a look around, and across the sites I primarily used to buy skins, or linked in the description below, there are a ton of options. You can see here the first one cost a total of $6.28, and with 2/3 odds to profit and 126% EV, it seemed like a pretty decent setup. Oh, Glock Vogue. Good start, good start. Trade up number 2. Ay. We do not want an Entombed. Please, Gaben, show us that Cortex. Tooth Fairy. I will not complain about that. Overall, I was able to source inputs for 7 of these trade-ups. Please, no more XMs. Thank goodness. That's a Glock. Can't complain about that. We actually got a bit unlucky with these, hitting 3 of the XM Entombed, so we're only up about $6. The next trade-up I found featured 6 negative ultralights alongside 4 Nova Dark Sigils. And because of the scaling, we'd need floats below 0.05. But as I've said before, just because the site suggests a specific skin, it's always worth taking a look at the other skins from the same collection to see if you can find alternatives. In this case, I could replace the Dark Sigil with UMP Motorized, Jewel Beretta's Hideout, or XM Irazumis around a similar price point. Of course, you have to now play around with the floats to see what the equivalent is post-scaling. For instance, this UMP Motorized can actually have floats up to 0.059 compared to the 0.052 of the Nova, because its float range goes from 0 to 0.8 instead of 0 to 0.7. This means there are more potential listings I can use, which could bring down the overall cost. I was able to pick up enough inputs for 3 of these contracts at roughly $6, so let's see what happens. We really want to see a Tech 9 Brother or M4 Edgelord. Let's go for it. Oh! First try. Let's get it. Alright, trade up number 2 here. Let's go. Monster Cell. I think that's profit. I think that one's okay. Not the best, but it's still in the green. And the final trade up we've got here. Let's go for 3. Oh, all right. 72% chance to profit. We did it on all 3. That's fantastic. Let's find a new contract. Now, I want to quickly mention that this video is not professional financial advice. The CS2 skins can be highly volatile. Past performance is not indicative of future results, and trade-ups are all about statistical expected value, so even with positive EV, nothing is guaranteed. Please do your own further research and consider your financial position before making any decisions. Up until this point in the series, I've mainly been using TradeUp Lab to find profitable contracts, but this is not the only site where you can find combinations. CS Delta is another favorite of mine, so that was my next stop. I will say I tend to find that the required floats on CS Delta tradeups are significantly harder to find, but I've spoken to the owner of the site recently and I believe he's working on updating the formula, so this might improve with time. You can see me trialing a couple here before stumbling on one that seemed plausible. 10 StatTrak Nebula Crusaders, intentionally keeping the floats high so that the SSG Big Iron comes out in Well Worn, which is once again selling higher than its field tested counterpart. I picked up pretty much all of these on skin swaps, so you can see me inputting all the prices and floats here, with way too many decimal places. Anyway, a frontside Misty would be incredible here at nearly $14 profit. Nebula Crusaders. AK frontside Misty, let's see it in 3, 2, 1. Oh! Let's go! Factory new gloves, here I come. Also, I did accidentally change my resolution mid-video because I played a premium match in 4:3, so apologies if it changes throughout the video. Next trade up, and we're going Ancient. I accidentally put the G3SG1 Jungle Dash at first, although if you're looking for a cheap contract, this one might actually be a great spot to start. Anyway, I swapped to the correct inputs, and with the R8 Revolver Knight having the same float range as the SSG Jungle Dashed, I had a bit of flexibility. 0.128 Minware inputs shouldn't be too hard to get, right? It certainly required a bit of back and forth, but luckily there were a couple of extremely low float skins like this 0.0819 for $1.70 on CS Float. A little pricier, but it allowed me to put in some higher float, cheaper inputs alongside as a result, so it all balanced out. No G3SG1. We would love that MP7. Come on, Gaben. Alright, the CZ. It wasn't the best outcome, but we pretty much broke even. For trade up number 24, it's a contract featuring the Kilowatt collection once again. This time with StatTrak restricted skins, trying to go for that minimal wear Black Lotus. And it did actually take me a little while to find a trade up I was willing to do. Testing so many combinations can be frustrating, especially when it's not working out.
Oh, just can't find one, man.
You're not alone. Anyhow, if we could hit this M4, we'd be up to $60. Let's count it down. 3, 2, 1. Black Lotus. Oh, nice. That's huge. If you've made it this far in the video, I've got something for you. This month, I'm giving away the brand new AWP Queen's Gambit in field tested to one of you. To enter, just like the video and leave a comment including the word Queen. The winner will be chosen on the 31st. Good luck. With that momentum, I wanted to go big, so we're looking at a 50-50 classified trade up from the recoil case. CS Delta had suggested max 0.529 float inputs, so I was playing around a bit to see if I could potentially improve the return. But indeed, once again, the well-worn AWP was selling higher than field tested and battle scarred, so we needed to keep it there. This seemed like a pretty decent contract coming in around the $40 price point. We had a 50-50 where we either lose $6 on the AWP or make $23 with the USPS. If I could just do a couple of these, we might be able to make some serious progress this episode. Definitely need to avoid hitting that one. Let's see that USPS. Oh, that's all right. It's not a big loss. It's not a big loss. Second time's the charm, as they say. USPS. Oh. Oh no. Not like this. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Please, USPS. Let's see it. Why? Oh, man. This is so frustrating. 3 in a row. It was a big setback, but all things considered, we're still up $20 in this episode, sitting now at a balance of $35.17. If you want to see the next stage of this journey, be sure to subscribe. And recently, I've been running a simple CS2 skin strategy that generated profits almost every day. So if you want to see exactly how it works, check out this video next. Thanks so much for watching and take care.